Welcome everyone. In this video, we will discuss about statistics, which is Unit 5 in Assessment for Learning course. And we will discuss long answer question in this video, which contains 15 marks per question. So the first question says that the scores on maths test are as follows. Prepare a frequency distribution table having size of 10 class interval. And these are the scores, which are 10, 47, 53, 50, 68, 71, 67, 66, 70, 72, 36, 34, 38, 76, 80, 83, 84, 27, 30, 20, 93, 94, 96, 59, 63, 56, 64, 58, 60 and 57. So while attempting this type of questions, first of all we will discuss or write about frequency and class interval. So the definition of frequency is the number of times a score is included in data is the repetition or frequency of that score. So frequency is the number of time a particular score is obtained in a data, or the repetition of a particular score is called frequency. And here has been provided an example for frequency, which is 1 2 3 3 3 3 5 5 6. So the frequency of scores 1 2 3 5 and 6 are, since 1 is presented one time over here, so the frequency of 1 would be 1. 2 is also presented one time over here, so the frequency of 2 would be 1. Since 3 is presented 4 times over here, so the frequency of 3 would be 4. And 5 is presented 2 times over here, so the frequency of 5 would be 2. And 6 is presented one time over here, so the frequency of 6 would be 1. And now we will discuss about the class interval. So a class interval is used in a frequency distribution table to organize the data obtained from an experiment systematically. So a data when obtained from an experiment systematically is used in a frequency distribution table, is first of all organized and then used in the frequency distribution table, and it is called class interval. So the definition of class interval is that a class interval can be defined as the difference between the upper and the lower class limit of a frequency distribution table. In other words, it is the width of each class. So the class interval is the upper limit minus lower limit of a frequency distribution table, and in other words it is the width of each class. Width of each class is the number of scores or number of experiments or scores present in a particular class. It is called its width. For example, there is an example provided of class interval. So suppose there is class given by 11 to 21. So there is a class which is 11 to 21, and 11 will be known as the lower class limit, while 21 is the upper limit. So in this class where 11 to 21 is given, so the 11 is the upper class limit and 11 is the lower class limit and 21 is the upper class limit. So the class interval is given by upper limit minus lower limit, which is 10. So the width of this 11 to 21 class would be 10, or we can say that the upper limit minus lower limit would be 10. So the class interval of this particular class 11 to 21 would be 10. So the formula of class interval is upper limit minus lower limit. And now we will solve the question, which is this. And so while solving this type of question, we will make a table, and first of all we will write class interval, then tally, and then frequency. So first of all we have to divide it in a class interval of 10. So we will take the lower limit as 10 and upper limit as 20. Since 10 to 20 has 10 numbers, and 20 would not be included because the only 10 numbers has to be included, which is from 10 to 19. And now we will find the tally of this class. So now we have to find the numbers between 10 to 20 where 10 is included and 20 is excluded. So first we have 10 over here, and second we don't have any number. So the tally of 10 to 20 class would be 1. And since the tally of 10 to 20 class is 1, so the frequency would also be 1. So the tally is 1, and since the tally is 1, so the frequency would also be 1. Now we will find for the class interval of 20 to 30, where 20 would be included and 30 would be excluded. So the numbers between 20 to 30 where 20 is included and 30 is excluded are: in first line we don't have any number, and in second line we don't have any such number, and in third line also we don't have any such number, and in fourth line we have two numbers over here, which is 27 and 20, and rest lines we don't have any number. So the frequency of 20 to 30 class would be 2, and the tally would also be 2. So the tally is 2 and the frequency would also be 2. Now we have to find for the class interval of 30 to 40. In first line we don't have any number, which is between 30 to 40, and in second line as well we don't have any number, which is between 30 to 40, and in third line we have this one 36, then 34, then 38, and then this 30, since this 30 is also be included, and rest we don't have any number. So the tally of class 30 to 40, the class interval of 30 to 40 would be 4. So the tally for 30 to 40 class interval would be 4, and the frequency would also be 4. Now we have to find for the class interval of 40 to 50. So the numbers between 40 to 50 where 40 is included and 50 is excluded are this 47 and rest we don't have any number. So the tally would be 1, and since the tally would be 1, so the frequency would also be 1. So the tally of class interval 40 to 50 would be 1, so the frequency would also be 1. Now we have to find for the class interval of 50 to 60. So the numbers between 50 to 60 where 50 is included and 60 is excluded are 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 numbers in the class interval of 50 to 60. So we will write the tally as 6. So the tally between 50 to 60 is 6. So how we will write the tally is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 would be the cross, and then 6. So the frequency is 6. Now we have to find the tally between the class interval of 60 to 70. So the numbers between 60 to 70 are this one 68, 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 numbers between 60 to 70. So for 60 to 70, we have tally 6 as well. So we will write 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 would be the cross, and then 6. So the the frequency would be 6. And now we have to find for the class interval 70 to 80. So for 70 to 80, we have this 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and rest we don't have any. So the tally would be 4. So for 70 to 80 class interval, we have tally as 4. And the frequency would be 4 as well. Now we have to find for the class interval of 80 to 90. So between 80 to 90, we have this 1, 2, 3, and rest we don't have any. So the tally would be 3, and the frequency would also be 3. So for 80 to 90 class interval, we have tally as 3, and the frequency would also be 3. And now we have to find for the class interval of 90 to 100. So for the class interval of 90 to 100, we have tally as 1, 2, 3, and rest we don't have any. So we would have tally as 3, and the frequency would also be 3. So for 90 to 100 class interval, we have tally as 3, and the frequency would also be 3. After summing the value of frequency, we will get 1 plus 2, which would be 3, 3 plus 4, which would be 7, 7 plus 1, which would be 8, 8 plus 6, which would be 14, 14 plus 6, which would be 20, 20 plus 4, which would be 24, 24 plus 3, which would be 27, 27 plus 3, which would be 30. And the number of scores should be 30 as well. So this is the first score, this is the second, this is third, this is fourth, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10, this is 11, this is 12, this is 13, this is 14, this is 15, this is 16, this is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we have 30 scores, and the frequency we got is as 30 as well. So our answer is correct, and we solved this question.